Hi everyone! So today I wanted to give you a basic rundown of sex positivity because of how important it is to both feminism and social justice. I'm going to give you a definition of sex positivity, explain what it means, use examples from my own experience, and leave you with a few ideas of how you can be more sex positive. Sex positivity is defined by Wikipedia as an attitude towards human sexuality that regards all consensual sex activities as fundamentally healthy and pleasurable and encourages sexual pleasure and experimentation. So basically, sex positivity means that sex is awesome and it should be treated as such by society. But sadly, society's attitude towards sex are usually based in either fear or shame. So being sex positive actually is pretty radical. And I would argue too that it's a very important part of embracing your own sexuality. When we see sexuality from a different perspective, we're going to start to see and shape attitudes and ideas that we have around sex based off of this new framework, instead of the one that we inherited from our culture, which says that sex outside of marriage or a heterosexual relationship is dirty and wrong and shameful. So here's an example of how sex positivity has changed my own views about sex. I used to think virginity was pretty important and significant, and that once you lost your virginity, sex changed you forever. And when I say sex, I'm referring to penis and vagina sex, or heterosexual vaginal intercourse, if you want to be more specific. And I thought that if I wasn't in love with the person that I lost my virginity to, I would kind of live in this like eternal state of depression and miss out on some kind of like earth-shattering, amazing experience. But once I became sex positive, I realized that sex was really cool and all, but it wasn't going to change who I was fundamentally as a person. It's simply just another part of life. And then I started to see that virginity was pretty fucked up and that it valued heterosexual sex and relationships above all other types of sex and relationships, which really is not cool. And I continued to push my thinking on this and learned through a lot of research that this whole idea of virginity was based in this idea and came from the fact that women used to be considered property, that their sexual status or whether or not they were a virgin basically determined their worth. And to me, this really showed me in my mind how virginity was nothing more than this idea that was created by society and that wasn't based in any kind of actual truth. And then all of this pressure that I felt around virginity disappeared because I saw how my old thinking was based in these social ideas that were inherently oppressive. So how can you become more sex positive? Deconstruct ideas that you or your friends have about sex. Challenge your thinking about everything you think that you know about sex. Do some research. Learn more about sexuality. Take a college course about sexuality. Watch videos with Lacey Green or the Sexplanations channel on YouTube to educate yourself. Or if you want something really easy and simple, stop shaming yourself or anybody else for the consensual sexual decisions that they make. So tell me how you are going to be more sex positive in the comments, or how you're already being sex positive. And I hope you have a fabulous weekend, everyone.